Hey everybody, Rex Bear League Project. How the heck are you? Have you seen the TV series Lost? Well, one of my favorite of all time, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. That's how much I like that show, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what that sequence of numbers is, that's embedded in several scenes in the TV series Lost. Here's where it gets exciting. If you've seen the series Lost, if you've watched all seasons, every episode. I watched every single episode in a few weeks. I went through a 6-season marathon on Netflix and just, binge watched it, and it was great. And it was also, it mentally stimulated me still to this day. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking about it, and the hair was standing up on my arms. And I might sound kind of goofy right now, but if you watch that series, everything from being on the island and then the way at the very end they realized that they were all dead and they were in purgatory on the island. And then they connected the dots to the explosion that happened on the island when the guy quit pushing the button. Remember the button pusher in the room? He had to push the button every few hours. Otherwise, they didn't know what was going to happen. They finally decided not to push the button. And I'm thinking of CERN right now. I'm thinking of, there was an experiment that was done several years ago with CERN. Somebody left a comment in the comment section about how ever since that time they think something happened. What if? Now this is conspiracy time here, folks. So relax. What if CERN created some type of portal, or it completely destroyed the physical plane that we were in, even though it's holographic in essence? What if that was the switch that put us into this even more holographic simulation than we were in before? Like a hologram within a hologram, within a hologram, within a hologram. What if the series Lost was representation of a CERN malfunction? Something that went wrong with the entire planet, and it put everybody into this virtual construct. And people still felt like everything was, regular, going on, normal routine, but they literally got sucked into this portal, into this just crazy construct that is 6 degrees away of separation from the realm that we were in before. And if you've seen the series Lost, at the end, when there's the church, and most people go into the church. There's only one character that doesn't go into the church. Man, the hair is standing up my arms again thinking about it. And he didn't go in the church because he knew that once he went in there, they were all getting ready to go to the other side. So he stayed in purgatory. Wow, man. Whew! You think I'm exaggerating. I'm not. Look at that. Look at that. You can see the goosebumps and everything. So I just stuck my finger with my thumb in a light socket, so it did that. No, I'm joking. Could there be more to the story about CERN? Could there be more to the story about these chemtrails and the data that I have shared with you about how the world wants to spread, or those that control the world or think they control the world, the plastic world anyway, plastic Jesus, 100 trillion sensor microchips around the globe, and most likely being sprayed via stratospheric aerosol injections. And the chart said that there was about 100 billion right now in play. And I've seen stuff fall down from these chemical sprays before with my polarized glasses on, and it was like something out of the movie They Live. It was just, and I gave them to my coworkers, and they could see it too. So we're all conspiracy theorists. Thank goodness we're conspiracy theorists. When people say, Rex, you're weird, I say, thank you. Somebody calls me normal, I don't take that as a compliment. I take that as an insult. Who wants to be normal in this day and age, right? Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm divagating. Are we in are we in some type of Sim City Truman Show 2.0, the new world order? Where are we? What are we doing? Are we in some hard drive right now? For goodness sakes, they're embedding computer code in DNA strands. They're embedding computer viruses in DNA strands at colleges. Can they do that to you? Can they embed a signal in your DNA via Wi-Fi? Have they already done it? Are they manipulating you with somatics and matter that is in your body right now that has gone through your pores, gone through the blood-brain barrier, that's stuck and lodged in all, various parts of your body, so they can track you real time in their Battlestar Galactica formula gameplays, where they'll have these virtual reality goggles on, watching everything real time in a virtual network, because they can't just do it in real time. They have to have a virtual reality program studying your virtual reality that you're in possibly anyway. Are we in a virtual reality game right now? Is this just like, you get to choose which side you want? Do you choose the left? Do you choose the right? Do you choose to be good? Do you choose to be bad? Do you choose to be with the light? Do you choose to go in the dark? People are like, man, I want to be a good sheep because Jesus says you got to be a good sheep and he's my shepherd. Well, what about all the wolves in sheep's clothing? There needs to be wolves out there, folks. There needs to be wolves out there. If everybody was a sheep, could you imagine all the sheep shit you'd be walking around in? It'd be disgusting. I mean, you'd have it all over yourself. I mean, there needs to be, some diversity there. Yet, it's the wolves in sheep's clothing that I have a problem with. And most people would rather follow a wolf in sheep's clothing than a wolf. And that's interesting, isn't it? Because it's what they want to hear. Now, I've been thinking about this lately. Like, if I wanted to really push what people wanted to hear, I would go the Bible route. I would pick and choose certain passages out of the Bible and say, okay, this is it. Good to be a Christian. Make sure to pay your tithings. Make sure to go to church. Or if you don't go to church, just read this Bible because it's good for you. And make sure to realize that unless you believe that Jesus Christ died and crucifixion style for you, for your sins, unless you believe that is the only way you're going to be able to go to heaven. Otherwise, it's eternity in hell. And if you play with a piece of paper or a board that's got letters in it, and you have an FM transmitter on it, and you're asking questions to the other side, well, that makes you more evil than somebody that, somebody actually left a comment in the comment section that they said it's people like you that had to keep asking questions. That's why God gave his only begotten son to be crucified for you. So if you ask questions, folks, that's why God sacrificed his only son and had him crucified and tortured. Timeshare. I don't buy it. Now, if that's what you want to believe, right on. Well, I'm not even going to say right on. That's kind of creepy. That's kind of scary if that's what you think. Still, to this day. Especially with the information that you have been exposed to. The information, I was looking for I didn't really want to use the term exposed, but the information that has presented itself to you. If you still want to think that route, you'll break out of it because you can't stay in that paradigm too much longer unless the mind control is just so powerful based on fear tactics and neurolinguistic programming algorithms and stuff that they've calculated and used in these texts for thousands of years that we know about. It's tough to break out of that paradigm. I think you'll get there. I really do. I've already noticed a lot of people that have left negative comments or saying, Rex, I apologize. I've gone back. I've done some research. What you're saying, you're just reading information and giving us an analysis. You're not. I'm not a repeater, folks. Is what it comes down to. I'm not a repeater. I'm a researcher. So let's research together or not. And I've almost thought lately maybe I should stop reading the comments in the comment section because of the amount of time that it takes and how I can almost, how much I talk about it in some of the shows. Yet there's so much good stuff in there as well that it definitely outweighs the negative. Absolutely. And most people say, hey, Rex, look at the comments. You're going to get 9 good comments and 1 negative comment. And then I notice some of the podcasts that I do when I talk about the devil and the connections with various archetypes throughout history and what the devil even is. The same People that are like a little shook up by it will usually make the same comments, which really don't offer any validation to themselves, except for it's a way for them to lash out, and that's all they know how to do. So they'll come around. And if not, not everybody's supposed to know anyway, right? The road is less traveled. It's funny how some people say, follow the path less traveled, and they're following the road that 95% of the people are on. They're doing the exact opposite of what they're telling people to do, yet they think they're doing the right thing because the mind control tactics are just incredible. They know how to pull your strings, how to push your buttons. And with that said, let's work on this group consciousness thing of having higher vibrational thoughts and being aware of our surroundings so we can be the change that we want to see. And the more we do not accept it, the more we say, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something else. You can go ahead and do that if you want. I'm doing something else. The more we do that, the better off we're going to be if we want to break out of this Borg construct, in my opinion. What's yours? LeakProject.com. Be excellent to each other and be the change you want to see. Hey everybody, Rex Bear Leak Project. How the heck are you? Have you seen the TV series Lost? Well, one of my favorite of all time, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. That's how much I like that show, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what that sequence of numbers is, that in the room, he had to push the button every few hours. Otherwise, they didn't know what was going to happen. They finally decided not to push the button. And I'm thinking of CERN right now. I'm thinking of, there was an experiment that was done several years ago with CERN. Somebody on the island, and then the way at the very end, they realized that they were all dead, and they were in Purgatory on the island. And then they connected the dots to the explosion that happened on the island when the guy quit pushing the button. Remember the button push? That's embedded in several scenes in the TV series Lost. Here's where it gets exciting. If you've seen the series Lost, if you've watched all seasons, every episode. I watched every single episode in a few weeks. I went through a 6-season marathon on Netflix and just, binge watched it, and it was great. And it was also, it mentally stimulated me still to this day. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking about it, and the hair was standing up on my arms. And I might sound kind of goofy right now, but if you watch that series, everything from being